Hey, good morning. It's Christy Shell with Zeal Coaching. I have missed you. I have been away for quite a while, running, having family events, been out for weddings and all kinds of fun in my world. But mostly I've been really trying to rest. I feel like the last year, I think I've mentioned this before, I feel like I've run a marathon trying to complete a renovation of this big project that I've been working on, and trying to work on work and trying to help my family and be a great mom and all that kind of stuff and wife and all those things. And I was exhausted, not just physically exhausted, not just mentally exhausted, but I was really emotionally exhausted. I had decision fatigue, I like to call it, when you have to make lots of decisions and you just get tired and you can't make any more decisions because your brain has been working and working and working. So it is a kind of mental exhaustion. But I've been really kind of trying to be kind to myself, get up a little later, drinking some coffee and kind of getting myself regrouped and regrounded so that I could dive back in and really find my motivation, because I really had lost that to get back to work. And so I really have started to feel that urge or that resurgence now, after, actually probably a good 6 weeks of really a lot of just forgiving myself for just kind of doing my job, but not giving a lot of pressure on myself. So today I want to talk to you about this idea of resting in general, because we do get exhausted on so many different levels, and kind of recognizing where you might be exhausted. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about, there are certainly kinds of people who are just in hustle mode all the time, who kind of run on the hamster wheel and kind of never stop and don't prioritize the downtime so that they have more time to give to their hustle. And so those people really are extroverts. They want to be out in the community, they want to be going, they want to do all, they want to do all the things, and they're literally physically sometimes exhausted from just doing all the things. They love all the people and that gives them great energy, but they need to recover also. The second one is my taskmasters, right? My to-do people who love to get things off the list, my overachievers, my perfectionists. You usually are mentally exhausted, but you don't let yourself stop. You don't let yourself relax, or you don't plan for relaxation, okay? So we really want to think about you. And then I also want to think about my athletes and my fitness buffs, okay? So part of this is like, they love to run, they need that exhilaration. It gives them some dopamine, it gives them some serotonin in their system, but they also need to rest. There's so much psychology and sports science about recovery and letting muscles regroup and heal from all of the physical tearing that happens. That's how we get muscular. If you don't know, is we rip a muscle while we're working out and then it heals, and that's why the muscle actually gets stronger, okay? And this happens to our brain. Our brain is a muscle. We're using it and using it and using it, and it's working and working and working, and it needs rest to kind of rebuild and get that energy back and recover. And so physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion are very much the same, because it is a physical, psychological, but also physical aspect of who we are. So making sure that you give yourself time to recover is super important, okay? So a few ways we get exhausted. We get mentally exhausted, right? Lots of working, lots of decision making, lots of thinking analytically, lots of organizing in our minds. We really need to ground, do nothing, go into the Zen mode. This is very challenging for women. We have many more thoughts in a day than a man has thoughts. Literally, this is physiologically a thing. And men can kind of compartmentalize things, and women have more of a challenge with this. So to intentionally sit outside, drink a cup of coffee, go for a walk, but not on your task list, not thinking about your task list, just enjoying physically being in a calm state, or reading a senseless book or something like that kind of does that. We can get socially exhausted, too many people, not enough people, needing to kind of shut down, not have all that stimulus of everyone else's emotions. If you're an empath, those kinds of things. Being creatively exhausted, you're trying to think of new ideas, you're trying to be great at work, all these kind of things. Making sure that you just, again, kind of zen into that piece. It's a very much a part of that emotional thing. My one key thing today is to think about emotional exhaustion, right? This last year, we've been in kind of this heightened state of worry, and it is giving us a special kind of exhaustion, right? A very, very special kind of exhaustion. And to really go to a place of gratitude, or things are fine, or looking at nature, or awe of your grandchildren's faces, or whatever, and living in a place where you get away from worrying, okay? Turning off the news, we talk about this all the time, doing things that are more grounded. Maybe it's shoveling horse poop, right, Molly? Like, that just gives you a whole other way of not being worried and just doing things in this very moment, and that kind of thing, or brushing your dog, or cutting the grass, or something that can be much more mind and not emotionally put us on this rat race of worrying, okay? We need to really relax that worry muscle and come back to hope and those type of things, because it's really hard to be motivated. It's really hard to move forward when you're in this constant state of worry. So that's really my biggest one for us for this year. And I think even for myself in this project, I was just worrying and trying to keep all the lists going and doing all the things, and worried that we were going to miss something, or worried that we weren't going to get money, or worried that my business was going to fall apart, or whatever. But that worry muscle has just exhausted me. I know that it has exhausted most of my friends and most of the people that I love. And just to stop worrying and knowing we're okay, knowing we're coming past, knowing that God loves us and that we're being taken care of, okay? So I really want to help you think about, how do you rest from all the physical ways, all the mental ways, all the social ways, but how do we really rest from not worrying? So just one other tip about that is, sometimes we have a cup of energy, right? Or we're a battery, right? And we exhaust that battery so low, right, that we don't have anything to give. We can't give anybody anything else. And so if you are very motivated by helping others, or you feel like that's your goal in life, right, and you are giving and giving and giving, and giving does give back, right? It does make, but if you are giving and giving and giving, and you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, socially, all those things, we can't give anymore. Our cup is empty. Our battery is dead, right? Our battery is out of charge. And so going back and doing that self-care, but physically resting, sitting your butt down and doing nothing, or sitting your butt down and drinking coffee, or sitting your butt down and putting away your electrical devices, right, or whatever, because we also have some kind of a sensory exhaustion, right, sometimes, and just relaxing. Sometimes it's just sitting in a dark room with the shades down and just relaxing, or listening to music, or whatever. But find your best way for resting. Obviously, sleep is a huge one. Giving yourself permission to really sleep. Go to bed early, like as a gift to give yourself. Go to bed early to do this and give yourself this gift to truly, truly rest, okay? And then also do the waking resting, right? Doing the waking resting where you really go into a no brain mind, okay? Or you heighten your awareness to nature and being with friends and being with family, but figure out what you need to recharge that and give yourself permission to do that. All right? So we have a long weekend. I want to wish you all a happy 4th of July. We here at Zeal Coaching, we're having a live open house event on July 15th, here at my office, and we are doing this is about the career coaching services that we have, and we're doing the 5 things that your guidance counselor can't tell you. So if you'd love to join us, please sign up and please come and be with us. That's a totally free kind of open house workshop type of thing, just presentation, and we would love to meet you in person, love to get back in person with people, and really enjoy. It's my first live event since the pandemic started. So I hope you're well. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Please build rest into this long weekend so that you can come back and bring that hustle back into your life, but making sure that we got the balance. Okay? So lots of love, and this is Christy Shell with Zeal Coaching.